Hello, this is Gina Luna, and I'd like to tell you about why I think that a macrobiotic diet works and why I think it's healthy and the best diet there is. First, I want to say that I believe it is the best diet for me. It might not be the best diet for you. You might feel different, have a different take on it, have a different desire about what you eat and not be able to do this diet. Or maybe if you're pushed high enough, then you're able to do this diet. Maybe if you have a health problem and there's no other way, this diet is amazing. It shrinks. It's a shrinking diet, which means you lose weight like crazy. There are different kinds of macrobiotic diets. I am talking here about the one that is the strongest, which is known to be for cure. That people that have a disease, whatever it is, that try this diet, go on this diet to help cure whatever the ailment might be. Okay? I'm not saying it cures everything. I'm not even saying it cures anything. But in terms of diet, of losing weight, of feeling well, or having tons of energy, this was the only one that worked for me. And it worked because I stuck with it. I am the kind of person that I put something in my mind, I go through with it. I don't care who else is eating whatever in front of me. It does not bother me. I am able to shut that down. The desire to have a food, other types of food that I shouldn't be having when I'm on this kind of diet. So it worked for me. Plus, the feeling that you're doing well, that you have energy. And because you're only eating that kind of food and nothing else, you find predilection. You find that the food tastes wonderful. You find that you're loving it. It is weird because it's healthy food. And suddenly you're eating your vegetables and you're thinking, oh my God, these vegetables are the best I've ever eaten. And I love them. And I can't wait to eat my vegetables again. It might sound crazy, doesn't it? It does sound crazy. And it is a crazy thing. But it happens, believe me. It happens. But once again, you might have to be driven with a strong motive to go on this diet. Otherwise, it might not stick because it's so good to eat cheese and all kinds of dairies and ice cream and sugars and chocolate and all that stuff. That is, it feels like it is so good and fulfilling. But the thing I found with the macrobiotic diet is that I feel fulfilled after a meal like nothing else I've ever eaten in my life. I started it to get today again because I had been off of it for a couple, maybe 2.5, 3 years. I stopped. I haven't been doing it. And I did cut on other things. I did lose weight on other things again, because, you start eating again, you gain weight again. It's all about a balance. It's all about a balance. Balance. There has to be a balance. But what I like about this diet the most is that you can eat a lot of food. You can eat a lot of food. You can eat as much as you want. So I feel satisfied. I eat and I'm like, oh wow, I can't eat anymore. I'm done. And I don't feel like I ate too much afterwards. I don't feel like, oh, I need to lay down because I ate too much or I can't even move. I ate too much. No, I feel full of energy. Today, when I started this diet again, after lunch, I felt like my eyes were wider, like they were more open. And I'm thinking, why do I feel like my eyes are more open? It's because the food didn't make me sleepy. It gave me energy. I'm out and about doing things I need to get done, which is one of the motives I'm on this diet again. We're moving houses, and I wake up in the morning, I have no energy whatsoever, and I slept all night. And I'm exhausted without doing anything. I'm going up and down the stairs in my house, and I'm out of breath, and I'm in my 40s. I shouldn't be out of breath going up and down one set of stairs, several, like 14 steps only. So I feel disgusted with that, and I thought, no. And of course, I was eating too much sugar again, and a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of gluten. When I went gluten free, I did feel better. I didn't have all the joint pain that I used to have before. Like I was having a lot of joint pain again, and I thought it's time. I'm just too. I don't fit my clothes anymore, so I think that's my wake up call. When I see that I don't fit in my clothes, I need to do something about it. And this time, I am changing something about the diet, and I'm doing in a certain way that there's a bigger balance. There's a bigger balance, and I think I'll be able to stick with it forever this time. And that makes sense to me, but I'll tell you about it. So, 2017, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And of course, it freaked me out. So I decided to go on a macrobiotic diet. The Cure macrobiotic diet. The one that shrinks, makes you lose weight, and shrinks anything else. It's known to shrink tumors on people, but I don't know. Does it all the time works? I don't know. I'm on it now. I'm telling you about it because I can attest to the losing weight part of it and making you feel healthier and making you feel full of energy. That works. So, before I went through all the treatments, I took 4 months aside and I started on the macrobiotic diet. And I wasn't exercising at all. Nothing. I kept busy. It was at the same time we had to open a shop in downtown Thomaston, Maine. The same month I had my double mastectomy. It was the same month we opened the shop. So the disease was kind of put aside for me. I looked at it like it's over there, and I pretend it wasn't there. And I wore a wig every day. I had makeup on. I have my nice clothes on. Everything fit because I had been on the macrobiotic diet. I lost a ton of weight. I felt full of energy. I drank a lot of water, not during the meals, during the other times of the day. And I felt my best, even going through all the bad treatments, the worst, the heaviest chemo treatment, and then radiation and everything else. I ate like a horse. I ate that macrobiotic diet like crazy. I was hungry every day. I didn't have any problem that all the people talk about when they do chemo. They can't taste food, they can't taste this. It's because they're eating junk. They're eating sugar, they're eating junk food, and that will give them trouble. That will make you can't taste anything. You're having wounds in your mouth. You have all kinds of trouble. You throw up. But of course, there was a medication I was taking not to throw up. But I had 3 more if I needed, and I never needed it. And I was hungry. I ate. You wouldn't believe. Maybe someday in the near future, when I cook, I'll show you how I make my food, so you have a better idea. But if you are a cook, I'll be telling you what it is that I eat. and you have an idea. So it's bowls of food. You know, a soup bowl, a big bowl. It's a bowl, medium-sized bowl, I'd say. I eat a bowl of vegetables, a bowl of short grain brown rice, and a bowl of lentils. I am a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian most of my life. When my mother was pregnant of me, she couldn't eat meat. She just couldn't, and she's a carnivore. And I just never liked meat. For me to eat meat, it had to be burnt, black burnt. Otherwise, I wouldn't eat it. So I stopped eating it. And of course, I love animals. I love all animals. I love them enough so I don't eat them, you know. And that's another thing with the macrobiotic diet. It is vegan. You don't eat. You don't eat any animals. And it's no dairy either. There's no dairy, no eggs. The only carbohydrate there will be the rice. But there's nothing else. You don't drink juices. You don't eat fruit. It's full of sugar. You don't eat fruit. But remember, it's a diet to shrink, to make you shrink. You shrink your weight. So now there are other macrobiotic diets after that are more balanced, that you can have a certain kind of bread, other stuff. But I never learned about it. I never went there. So I can't tell you about it, but you can research. So what I ate back then, it's like this. The only oil for cooking you're going to use is the toasted sesame seeds oil. And it's like 3 drops on the pan. We put a little more than that, but the macrobiotic says 3 drops on the pan. And there's nothing else. You don't use onions, you don't use garlic, you don't use nothing else. For instance, you're going to make vegetables. There are certain vegetables that they prefer than others. I don't remember. I remember they don't like zucchini, they don't like asparagus. There are other stuff they don't like. I don't remember all of it now, to tell the truth. And I'm doing it a little bit different this time, because I'm not doing it as a cure kind of thing anymore, because I'm already cured. So, and I wanted a little more balance. I didn't want to go too crazy on this, because, you know, if I had a huge motive back in 2017 to go crazy and do the thing, you know, exactly as it should be done. But this time I'm changing just a little couple things. They're not that huge, but I'm just trying to reach a little bit more balance with what I'm doing. So back then, so you do like 3 little drops of black sesame seed oil, and then you put the veggies in there, and then you cook them like that. You could steam them too, if you prefer. And then you eat them. You eat a bowl full. You eat as much as you want. And then the short grain brown rice, we used to cook it with an electric pressure cooker. And ours broke. We're getting a new one this week. But I cooked the short brown rice grains today. I cooked it today, and it took me almost an hour, because it takes longer to cook. It's a tough rice, but it came out very soft, better than when we used to do with the electric pressure cooker. So I'm thinking maybe I need to add more time to the pressure cooker, more water, because it got to a point that it was soft, and I don't remember eating it very soft before. Okay, so you cook the rice, and then lentils. Why lentils? I think it's brown lentils. You should look it up too. And there's some other kind of beans that you can use too, but I don't remember which beans they were. But I prefer lentils, and because I'm a vegetarian too, we always ate lentils. Lentils have an immense amount of protein, more than any meat you can eat. Lentils it's a superfood. It's something extraordinary. So, and that was my diet: a bowl of vegetables, a bowl of rice, and a bowl of lentils. Okay. I also had seaweed, the one you wrap sushi and sashimi with. I like that. I would just put some rice in it, eat it by itself. That is a good thing to eat. They like it. What else? Sauerkraut is something you can eat because it helps with the enzymes for digestion. So sauerkraut is very well accepted in macrobiotic diets, and I used to have some sauerkraut on the side. Shoyu, tamari sauce. You use it a little bit. They say not to put too much because when you're eating, you're not drinking anything. With the macrobiotic diet, you don't drink liquids when you eat because it upsets the digestion. It's all about digestion here, and the tamari sauce, it helps with digestion. And you don't put too much because then you get thirsty when you're eating. You want to drink water, so you're not supposed to. Don't drink anything. That sounds a bit too much, but believe me, you don't need the liquid when you're eating. And there's something else that I'm trying to do some of it now. I'm not doing all the way through, but you're supposed to chew every bite of food 100 times. That's why we have teeth. It's to chew. We do, a lot of the work of the that the stomach should be doing. We do it about ahead of time. We should be chewing the food. We hardly chew food the way. I did it back then 100 times. And I even broke a tooth back then. And I had to extract a tooth. Lovely, huh? But I don't feel like doing 100 times now. I chew it as much as I can. I try to chew it. I'm not counting. I'm chewing as much as I can. And the food I'm cooking is kind of soft already. So it doesn't feel like, But even though they want you to chew the food 100 times. So if you can do it, that's the best thing to do. I can't do it right now. I will do many times, as much as I can. But not 100. But you should. Do 100. And no water. Like at least half an hour before and half an hour after lunch, after you eat, no water. I waited an hour today afterwards, and then I drank. Took some of my vitamins and stuff, but it was an hour later. And now I have water here. It's the middle of the afternoon, so I'm drinking water. Something else. Salads. There's some kind of salads you can eat. I didn't eat any salad because it was so complicated. You have to compress the salad with vinegar between a very heavy dish full of water or something on top of the salad. It's like almost making a sauerkraut kind of thing with your salad. So I thought, why bother? I'll just buy some sauerkraut and have that. Oh, well, okay. They don't like tomatoes but potatoes, anything. All the stuff that's from the nightshade family. It's not used. Also on this diet. And then what else? Oh, miso soup. Man, I missed miso soup. It when you're drinking, it just goes in and your body sighs. I felt like my body was sighing, a relief kind of thing when the miso soup would just go, down my throat. It was like, oh. So it is something, you have to get used to, but it is wonderful. You can just put the miso soup in hot water, half a spoon for a bowl. Dissolve in the hot water and drink it. You can have some leftover rice and lentils and even vegetables in there with the miso soup. You buy the paste miso. You buy the miso. It's already ready. It's a paste made of many vegetables, and if it stays in the refrigerator, it will last forever. And you can put a spoon on it of it in the hot water. You can drink that. That was my breakfast. I had that for breakfast, and sometimes in the afternoon I had that again if I was hungry. And the thing is that before 7 p.m. you have to have eaten. You don't eat anything else by 7 p.m. and later, because your liver is supposed to be doing some cleansing. That you don't want to interrupt your liver with food digestion, so you stop before 7 p.m. No more food until the next day. It helped me sleep better too. I'm known to have insomnia. I was born with insomnia. My father had insomnia, and I slept better. Basically, that's what we ate. That's what I ate. My husband was cooking it, and he ate it too. And he would eat other stuff too, and he still lost weight. Okay, I think that's about it. If I didn't mention any other food, it's because you're not supposed to eat anything else. It's easier to tell you what you can eat than what you cannot eat, because you don't eat that much. But again, late evening, you want to eat again, dinner time, you can have all that food again. You can have as many bowls of rice you want. Put a little tamari on it. It's wonderful. Don't put salt in your food because you don't want it too salty, because you can't drink liquids when you're eating, remember. But use tamari. Okay. So you're satisfied. And you don't feel like you ate too much at all. Because rice is fiber. You're going to have an absolutely amazing digestion. And you won't gain weight from this rice. Believe me, you will not. You will lose, because this is a shrinking diet. Okay. Now, this time around, what I did different today when I started this is that I put a little bit of onion with the little bit of the toasted sesame seed oil when I cooked the rice. I put garlic, pressed garlic and onion when I cooked the lentils. I wanted some taste in there. Macrobiotic Diet tell you not to use it, so don't use it if you don't want. But I'm not going 100%, almost 100%, because I won't be eating dairy or sugar or other carbohydrates, so I'll be okay. And then afterwards, after I lose the weight that I want, I'm saying that it's not like, well, what I did before is that I stopped completely the diet, and then of course you gain weight again, and it's all that. It's stupid. But this time I want to stick with this. I want to have this food every day. And then in the morning, if I want to eat something different, or in the afternoon, if I want to eat something different, add something else. And then I do. But I'm having this lunch the same every day. I'm not going to mess up adding other stuff to it, but at least sugar and dairy I'm staying very much away from right now. Like in the morning, if I want some almond milk and coffee, I will have that, because I'm used to having some coffee in the morning now. You see, it's not macrobiotic, but I'm not having sugar with it. I'm not having any breads, any butters, nothing with that. So I think I can do it. So I'm trying to balance it a little bit more. I love fruit, but I'm going to try to stay away from it too. And to tell the truth, you get so satisfied with this food, your body doesn't crave anything else. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't crave anything else because it's satisfied. Your body's satisfied. So you don't have to feel like, oh my God, I wanted to have a piece of cake. You don't even think about it because your body doesn't have that need. It's not imbalanced. Your body is balanced. You reach a balance with this, that your body doesn't crave all the junk food that you had before. And I'm feeling sick enough, of some joint pain, and I gained too much weight, that I need to do this better. I need to take care of myself, especially because of, what I've been through. So I'm back on it, and it feels great. I finished lunch today. I, I'm not hungry. I doubt I'll be hungry tonight at all, and I tend to be hungry at night. You sit in front of TV, you want to watch something good on TV, you want to munch. That's my problem. I was raised, sometimes when you're in front of the TV, we would be munching cookies or something, and that sticks. But right now, I'm not thinking of food. I don't want any food. I feel satisfied, which I normally don't when I'm eating other stuff. So that is the big deal about this. It is satisfying. It is good for your body, for your health. And if you can do it, why not try it? It's difficult for a lot of people. They eat meat, they eat dairy, they eat sugar, they eat all the other stuff. It's very difficult, especially if you eat meat. But, it's a matter of culture too, a matter of realizing, that we're not supposed to be here eating animals. But that's up to each individual, I guess. Well, I'm not going to go there. You know what you're doing. But to me, this is the best diet. I've been in many diets all my life because I like to eat. I like to overeat. I like to feel I'm satisfied. I can never go on a diet that I eat a little bit of food every 2 hours. No, that drives me insane. I don't want that. That's not satisfying. I need to feel like I ate. And this diet does that for me. I sit down and I eat those bowls of food. You can repeat if you want. And you're still going to lose weight because there's no sugar there. There's no all the other carbohydrates, and there's no dairy. There's no all the bad stuff that makes you gain weight is not there at all. And the rice, the brown, the brown rice, the short brown rice. That's the only one they want you to do. No other rice, just the short brown rice, because it's filled with fiber. It's filled with fiber. It's amazing. So, well, I think that's it. I don't remember anything else. As I told you, don't eat much stuff. You can't really eat anything else. But you get satisfied to such a degree. It's unbelievable. And it's a matter of doing, this change, and you feel so well. If you've been feeling sick, you feel so well with this diet. It's instant. Just today, I had lunch and I feel full of energy already, and I don't feel like I need to go to sleep because I eat too much. And believe me, I ate a bowl full of rice. Whenever can I do that and feel happy, comfortable with it, right? So it works. It works, and I just had to, put myself through this again, because if what's the point to be eating all the stuff you think are good, all the junk food, all the calories, all the desserts, all the stuff, if you don't feel well, you gain weight, you don't have energy, what's the point? And you don't even need to exercise with this diet. Well, I still think you should. We all should exercise. It's good for our bodies. But, apart from that, especially if you're feeling sick and you can't exercise, this diet will help you lose all the weight you can think of. It's going to go. It's going to go. Might take 2-3 months. I remember when I did it back then, it took 3 months to really feel like my clothes were large. I lost a lot of weight. I'm slim. And I hadn't remembered when I had been slim before. So it might take a while, but you feel well. You feel healthy. are with this diet. That's what I love about it. You feel good, you feel healthier. It gives you energy. And don't forget to drink water when you're not eating. 30 minutes to an hour before and after. You drink water, drink water, drink water. You know. And you see the difference. And you feel nice, you feel good. I think that's the point. And what I also did with this diet is that I had to make a shift in my mind about priorities. I like to eat. Food tends to be a big priority in my life. I'm going out, what we're going to eat. Everything, focusing on eating, that has to be put aside. You have to change. You have to, when you go out, it's not for eating. It's not for eating. When you do all this stuff, you put it aside. Don't make eating the most important part of your life. So that you have to be eating all the time. It's a disease. It's like a disease, the overeating thing. It's a disease. So you just know that you're eating healthy, and that's it. And you'll feel satisfied with this food. You won't be having cravings of other stuff. That's why it's easy to stick with it. And do some research. Macrobiotic diet. Look around. There's other stuff maybe you can eat. There's another one that's not for cure, which I never looked into. But you know what you need to get rid of your life. You know what the food you shouldn't be eating. But if you're like me, that you need to feel satisfied, you need to eat till you drop. Though you don't drop with this one, it gives you more energy. But if you have to eat a lot, this is great because you're eating all that rice, you're eating all those vegetables, you eat all those lentils, all those beans. You get satisfied, and you feel good. So that's my take on macrobiotic diet, and I'm going to try to stick with it this time forever. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you a fantastic diet. Go for it. Do the macrobiotic. Short brown rice. Remember, it has to be short brown rice. Any other rice won't do. And it just takes weight off of you like crazy. It's unbelievable. And makes you feel good. And the beans, the lentils, and vegetables. And very little oil to cook it. 3 drops. Remember, very little. You can do it. Okay, thank you for listening. Hugs. Bye-bye.